Well, hello. Interesting subject today. We're going to talk a little bit about confidence and how your emotions affect you in the markets. Let's roll the intro and find out. Hi, welcome to the channel. If you haven't been here before, my name is Langers and I am the Scruffy trader. And as you can see, I am no Brad Pitt. But that's just me being me. But what I am is a very good trader, and I keep it real, and I try to put trading in the real world, because there's too much fake stuff out there that maybe distracts you from the reality of what trading is. And I'm going to touch on that in this video. So if you like the sound of all of this sort of thing and you're interested in trading, please help me to build a community by subscribing to the channel. It genuinely helps me. Like and share. And if you have your own question, please just ask it in the comments below or find me on my blog, thescruffytrader.com. All my contact details are there. And I'll gladly try and help you and put you in the right direction. So what am I doing today? Well, I've been asked a couple of times this weekend, and especially from a good message and email that I had this morning from Manx. Sorry Manx, I don't actually know where you live to give a shout out to your destination, but your question is excellent. And it's kind of echoing what I touched on yesterday about expectation. The question is about confidence in the market and how do you build it? Well, that is a big subject, and it is one that's not really touched on because too many times it's the get rich quick syndrome and you're dazzled by all the flashy lights. So what we're going to do is we're going to go downstairs, grab a coffee, and we'll discuss it. So come with me and off we go. And yes, behind me is the pit of sin, and talking of sin, let's go find the sin goddess herself, Winky, the supplier of coffee. Because we all know Scruffy likes a coffee. Come with me.
Scruff?
Don't worry, I heard it. Well done. Right, so here we are. And when you're trying to build confidence, it comes from many different parts of your life. You need self-confidence, self-belief. But you also need a partner that's understanding and knows what you're up to and the pressures that you're under. Now I'm fortunate because I have the woman of sin, Winky, and she absolutely supports me in what I do, you know. And there you go, there's the proof in the pudding. And she does. She absolutely supports me in everything that I do, like I support her. So that builds a form of confidence. But you need more than that. So I'm going to go through an exercise that I used to go through many, many moons ago with my employees. And it works, and it is quite relevant to trading, and it's something that I follow, and hopefully you might see a little bit of sense in what direction I'm trying to go in. So we'll go into the study because it's nice and comfortable up there, and we'll have a little chat about it. So I've got the coffee, and this subject is, well, let's just say it's decisive because it's actually individual to the person that's receiving the advice, because we're all different. So you have to start with yourself. And there's a great quote by Socrates, and it is, "Know thyself, it is the beginning of wisdom." And that is very, very apt in the trading world, because before you've even looked at a chart, decided on a market to deal with, you must know yourself. And this is manifested in many ways. Now, you often hear me say you have to put the work in. And you do. Every day I get the same question and comment, and I very rarely answer them now because I know you're not willing to put the work in. It's always, show me how you make a trade, show me where you take profit, show me how you put a stop loss in. Never, I'm struggling with doing this, can you help me? It's just, show me. In other words, they just want somebody to do it for them. So without shadow of a doubt, you failed before you start. You failed because 1, you're not willing to do it yourself. 2, you're not putting the education in. And 3, you just want it free. There's no free rides in the world. Doesn't matter what profession you want to be in, you either have to pay for it with money or time. It's as simple as that, guys. If you're looking for a magic pill and you're looking for a free ride, trading is not for you. Right? So that's the first thing you need to start to look at. You need to ask yourself, am I prepared to put the work in and gain an education? So that's tick box 1. All right? Know thyself. Once you've got that, you've got a foundation you can build on. And a foundation is just like anything else. It must be rock solid. So I have a little mantra that I stick to, and it helps it be rock solid. And it's the SMART principle. SMART. And it's built up like this. In trading, the first thing you must be is specific. Okay? What I mean by that is you must have a plan that is specific. Alright? Can only be a couple of set of rules, but it must be absolutely cast iron that you're going to stick to, very clear. Alright? And this will all make sense at the end, and it's what helps build confidence. Okay? So a specific plan of what you're doing and stick to it. Alright? Then you must have measured. So your plan, you must be able to measure it. So keep a journal, and in that journal measure what you are doing, you know, and run that right through the month so you can see what your performance is over the month. Okay. It must be achievable. So whatever you set yourself out in your plan that you're going to measure, make certain it is achievable. Because if you turn around to yourself and you have an expectation that you're starting with 250 quid, like I put in a compound plan, but you're expecting that to be £100,000 in a year, your expectation is so high you are not going to achieve it, and that will demoralise you. So make certain the targets that you set are achievable. Okay, so we're building up SMART. Then what you're looking at is relevant. So now you've got a specific plan, you can measure that plan, you feel the plan is achievable, but now it must be relevant to your lifestyle. So if you're working from 7 o'clock in the morning till 6 o'clock at night in a factory, you can't be a day trader. You'll be exhausted. You won't be in a mental state when you get home because of the workload you've just done. You need to be looking at a market that will suit your lifestyle or be relevant to you. And then the next part is timed. Don't think you're going to be the Wolf of Wall Street in a month. Give yourself a reasonable amount of time to achieve the goal you've just set out. So if you want to make 10,000, give yourself 12 months to do it. Because this ain't a sprint, it's a marathon. And when you put all of these together, it is SMART. smart thinking. And that'll give you a framework to work to. Now I think like this. I'm very analytical in the way that I think. So I have a start, I have a middle, and I have an end. And I calculate everything as I'm going. And I'm measuring everything as I'm going. And it keeps me grounded, you know. And that is what builds confidence in trading. Another way of doing it is just set yourself tiny little goals. You know, you have a small account. Don't think of the money. Never think of the money. Just make enough money to take your other half out on a meal. Something as simple as that. You know, I mean, I take Winky out for a nice meal, and if we go to a nice restaurant, we can spend £100 quite easily. You know, and if I take the kids with us, you know, it's not cheap. So that could be a good goal. It's your other half's birthday, you've traded up enough, you take her out for a nice meal, or him out for a nice meal for that matter, and it makes you feel good. And all of these little boosts build your confidence all the time. But if you're swinging for the fences and you don't achieve it, and trust me, you won't, it'll deflate you. And the moment you're deflated, you don't want to do it no more. You know, or you'll try and push the boundary so hard, you'll just end up in a mess. So I'll go back to the initial statement. You know, look at Socrates. You know thyself. You yourself will know whether or not you can do this or not. If you're looking to get rich and drive your Lamborghini, yes, I got one in, you're probably destined to fail. All right, unless you have absolute drive and conviction, you know. But if you just look at it as a way of replacing a wage, and you will get a good wage if you look at it that way, then you'll do fine. You really will, because your expectation is realistic. So be smart, be calm, and know thyself. I hope that kind of makes sense. Anyway, guys, remember, do what you love, and the money will follow. I'll see you on the next one.